Okay, now that we've got the safety all machined out, we're gonna drop our trigger in, okay? But we're not gonna put our pin in, just so that when we put this safety together, we can get it in. So now, we're gonna set this up just like this. You're gonna put on, if you're right-handed, you're gonna put your big lever on the left side. You're gonna slip it right into this slot, okay? Then you're gonna slide your screw that you've already put Loctite on. Run your Allen wrench in here. I'm going to tighten this up. Uh-oh, it's not tightening up. Here we go. Alright, once that is in place, now we're ready to get going. So, we're going to roll this thing over on the side. We're going to take us a little bit of lube. We're going to put a drop right here. And that's to hold your detent ball in place. Then you're going to put a little drop right here in this hole, and this is where your spring goes, okay? That is going to hold your spring in place, so when you flip it over, it doesn't just drop out. If we can get the spring in, there we go, perfect. Make sure that our shaft actually goes in here. A little bit thick after we coated it. So we're going to reach in here with a 5/16 drill or an end mill. You're going to run it through here. Just going to widen that out just slightly. And we're going to test it again. A little bit snug still. So we'll go through the other side, do the same thing. Blow a little bit of debris out of there. Perfect. Make sure it goes all the way through. This will save you having to play around, tear everything apart later in case something doesn't fit quite right. Okay, your spring's still in there. Ball detent. Drop it in there with where your lube was at. Okay. Now you're going to drop this down through here because we know it fits now. Oh, my spring actually fell out. Put a little more lube in here to lock that thing in place. That's actually going to lube your ball detent as well. So it kind of does two things. We can go like this. Okay. Make sure she's starting through the other side. Okay. Once you're in, you hold your thumb like this. Keep pressure on it. Keep your finger pressure on it. You're going to run it right around here on your table because that sticks up above the receiver. You'll do the same thing here for your hole, for your spring. Okay. Spring goes in. Ball detent, if we can pick her up here on this mat. Whoa. Very careful not to lose that. You can use a magnet. If you can't get it, drop it right on top of that oil, seat it down. This will line right up on top of this, just like you did the other side. Keep pressure on it.
Just bring it.
Mm-hmm. There you go. And you're going to tighten this up. it up just a little bit more. Okay, when it's all in, if it's done right, these things should move together. You can feel the detent click back and forth. Okay, and then you'll put your shaft in here that holds your trigger assembly. Obviously your hammer will already be in place. Most of the time you don't have to do any adjustment. We've had a few of these things, they've got some tolerance difference depending on what triggers you're running. You might have to remove a little bit of material on here if you get one that's a little oversized. You just have to make sure that your safety actually rotates through once your pin is in, and that the back, the tail of your trigger, is not dragging on this and hitting when it's rotating through its stroke. And that's it in a nutshell.